us right now on the Harbor One hotline, and it is former Boston Bruin Patrice Bergeron who joins us right now. Is it, Patrice, good morning. Is it weird to hear that word former in front of Boston Bruin?
Good morning. Yeah, I guess it is now. It's very fresh, very new. So, but I did interact a few times with some people, and I had to kind of say what I was doing and for a living, and I was like, well, I guess I'm retired now. It's kind of it's new. It's kind of weird to say, but it's slowly adjusting and spending lots of time with the family.
Well, listen, as we learned in the case of Tom Brady, it's never final. So if you want to come back again, you have another couple of weeks to come back and change your mind.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
When it came to making that decision, did the way the season ended last year give you cause to think about coming back for one more?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, as I said before, I even before signing last summer, it was kind of in the back of my head that this could be my last year, and I was kind of approaching it almost like that. But I wanted to kind of stay in the moment and see how things were going to play out and whatnot. But a lot of signs during the year kind of led me towards that decision at the end. But of course, like you finish the season with the best record, the regular season with the best record ever. You're aspiring to great things in the playoffs, and of course you have what we saw in the first round, and very disappointing, obviously, ending for everyone, and especially for us as players, having to go through all of that. So it's I guess I did for a little bit of time. I was second guessing, I guess, or I was kind of thinking, but at the same time, there's too many things and too many signs that kind of led me towards, and of course the body is number one, and all the mileage I've put on myself, and the amount of games and the amount of years. So unfortunately, it just led me to making the right decisions for myself and for my family, and it was to kind of hang him up. But of course, I wish I could continue to play forever. It's a lifelong passion, and I'm going to miss it. But at the same time, I'm at peace with my decision. I know it's the best decision for myself.
Are you going to, now you can get into an over 40 beer league. Have they been making the
exactly.
phone calls?
Well, I'm still under 40. I don't know if I can still make that team, but I guess we'll see. I'd love to kind of keep playing a little bit. That being said, I don't know if I feel like I want to take a step back for now, but I'd love to kind of stay close to the game and maybe get on the ice once in a while.
Well, we're looking for a sentiment on my over 35.
Oh, is that at Hockey Town?
Yeah, it is at Hockey Town, but I have to say I need the puck a lot. I was a beer league MVP for the past couple of years. So.
Okay, all right, Wiggy.
No, but Patrice,
all right.
Here's the thing. As a former athlete myself, I always find it interesting when a guy leaves the game with still plenty of gas left in the tank. I always feel like the itch comes back midway through the season or the next year. Like, what's your mindset for that? Because I know it's still new to you right now walking away, but it almost seems like when I talk to a lot of guys, that itch starts to come back when you've been away for the game for like a year. So what's the plans for you now that you're done? Is it coaching? Is it broadcasting? We're always looking for a guest here on the Greg Hill Show.
I think like for now it's more like letting the dust settle. I guess that's the plan. I guess the plan is there's no plan right now. It's more like kind of taking a step back and healing the body, letting myself kind of clear my mind mentally, and making sure what the next step, the next chapter will be. What are my goals and my what kind of drives me. Of course, like family time is definitely a priority right now, and I'm not gonna take anyone away from myself. I think I want to be there for them, and of course I love what I did for the past 20 years, but it kind of takes away the family time, of course, and then I'll regroup, and of course hockey is close to my heart, and of course I love the game, and we'll see where that leads me. But for now, I think it's more like trying to figure things out And I know there's going to be some adjustments, and I know, when October comes and there'll be a new challenge because, I'm used to getting into the routine again. And but that being said, I have a lot of people, a lot of help that has been helping me over the years, but also a lot of players and former players that I can lean to if I need advice.
Patrice, any regrets on your part in the way the season ended and the injury that occurred in that final game? If you had to do it over, would you play again in Montreal in that final regular season game?
Yeah, I would, because first of all, it's a lot of people are saying that I played that game because it was Montreal, but even if it was a Philly game or wherever that was, it was a game that the whole lineup was supposed to play. That was the plan all along from Coach Montgomery, and I did miss 4 games before that to heal the body. It wasn't like one particular injury that occurred. I was healthy, and it's hindsight 2020. You look back, of course, you don't play that game because you know what's going to happen. But it's easy to be the Monday quarterback, but at the same time, it's at that moment, that time, I'm healthy, and as a team, we want to play full lineup to get ready for the postseason. So that's what happened. It's unfortunate, but there's nothing I could have done at that point because there was no signs before the game that led towards saying that I was going to get hurt. So
during your time here, you had the opportunity to spend a lot of time visiting with patients, whether it's at Dana-Farber or any of the amazing hospitals that we have here, oftentimes in costume. And so I wanted to get you to share a little bit about how cool that experience is as an NHL player to be able to go in and talk to those patients.
Yeah, no, it's pretty special. I have great memories of all of those times. We were able to kind of dress up and bright up some of the kids' day, and met a lot of great families along the way, and some special connection. But of course, what strikes me the most is the courage and the perseverance, but also the great care that they're in, and with the doctors and the nurses and everyone involved. It's always been great experiences and something I'll cherish and never forget. It's been it was pretty special, and it means a lot to me to kind of give back, as a lot of guys have helped me over the early in my career and taught me that it was important to give back to your community and kind of get involved. And I try to do the same thing and kind of teach that to the young guys coming into the league. And it's always some pretty fun visits.
Patrice, it did seem like a curtain call moment for you and Krejci the last time you were on the ice at the TD Garden, an emotional one. Mm-hmm. And then you go to the Pro-Am game, and I believe you got the longest standing ovation, maybe of all time. What's that been like when you announce a retirement after such a long career and the outpour of love and support that you've gotten from not only in Boston, but kind of league-wise?
Yeah, no, I got to say, it's been pretty... I guess, in a sense, like very humbling, pretty amazing. I'm very grateful for, and I said that many times, where to me, like the game has given me so much, and but most importantly, it's the connections and the friendships that I've been able to make over the years, and those after I announced it, the amount of text messages and people reaching out. Some people haven't had a chance to connect in years. That was pretty cool. That was a lot of fun. That meant a lot to me. Again, I'm, as I said, like I've worked hard to get there, but not on my own. A lot of people kind of helped me get to where I'm at. A lot of people did a lot of sacrifices. I'm talking about my family and whatnot, and it was pretty special. It meant a lot for sure.
If you had to pick one, your favorite moment as a Boston Bruin, Patrice Bergeron?
Winning the Stanley Cup. I mean, in 2011, the team that we had, and also the connect, that we're still friends to this day with that whole group. It's you create a bond that will last a lifetime, and to me, it was able to share that with them, and obviously bringing it back to the city, to the fans, after 39 years was, I guess the cup parade, could be up there as well. And being able to share that with the people of New England and the city, it was pretty special.
Some important ones left, like how did you pick who was going to be the lead when you and Brad Marchand were dancing at Charlie McAvoy's wedding?
Hey, we were working on our chemistry. We're trying to make sure it was still there. So, no, there's no. We just kind of went with it. But we had a good time. It was fun.
Who do you think should wear the C in your absence?
A lot of great candidates. I mean, obviously, I am not worried about leadership on this team. I think there's obviously Brad, where I've been with for so long, and we have a connection. We're very good friends, and I think I have a lot of respect for him and what he's done and what he's been able to accomplish so far in his career. And I think he's got more to give. And obviously, there's Charlie McAvoy, there's Pasta, there's a lot of guys, and it's not up to me to decide. I think they're in great hands with leadership, and I'll let Jim, Monty, and the rest of his staff to kind of make the decision when it's time. I don't want to kind of speculate, and I think it's up to them now. It's not up to me.
All right, now that you're retired, maybe you can answer this. In your mind, who are the three greatest Bruins of all time?
I think it's hard. It's Bobby, probably. Yeah. Chief is, I love Chief for everything that he's accomplished and everything he's as a player, but also staying with the organization for over 50 years, I think now, and everything that he's done. And he's been a great friend of mine and a great, I guess he's always been there to help me along the way. So Chief is there, and it's between Ray and Cam. I guess I'll go with Ray. With everything that's he's number one in all the numbers. So yeah.
Well, Bob Sweeney and LB both just texted me and said they thought you were going to mention them.
Yeah, I did forget about them. Yeah, that's right.
But Patrice, when you kind of look at your career, I know Brady had said this before when he kind of looks back at his career. It's obviously great to win the big ones, but you kind of remember the losses more than anything else. Now that your career is over, do you kind of look back and look at some of those opportunities that you had, especially in the Stanley Cup in, I forget what year was it, 2018, St. Louis?
St. Louis,
yeah,
in
Chicago. And you look back and look back at those, and what's that feeling like? I know I lost the Super Bowl and I won a Super Bowl, but the loss sticks out more than anything else.
Yeah, it's 2019 against St. Louis. Obviously that's one of those that's going to hurt for forever, for a very long time. It's when you get this close to winning, you work so hard. You know how it is. It's a grind the whole season, and then you get to the playoffs, and every day it's an absolute battle out there. So I guess it is true. At the same time, I've been fortunate to also being on the winning side, so that definitely helps the I guess the feeling, and to take that away and to remember that I was able to, with my teammates, to lift the Stanley Cup and to accomplish a childhood dream. So I guess you can look at it both ways, and you'd like to get those back, of course. But at the same time, it is what it is. There's not much I can really do now, and I guess it's a good thing that I was able to win my teammates in 2011, because of course it would have hurt a lot more.
Patrice, when Montgomery got here, he gave a lot of credit to you, saying that he didn't really have to worry about a lot of the guys. If they were going through something, you always checked in before he did. He felt like he had another coach in the dressing room. Can you reassure Bruins fans that they have nothing to worry about now that you're gone, that Montgomery has this under control, and that he's ready to, take the team to the next level?
Yeah, no, I have no worries at all. I think Monty's been, he's got some experience. He's been around for a long time. He's won at, every level. And I think also that, the guys that are there, it's a lot of the same guys coming back. I guess we call it the culture and within the Bruins it is what it is, right? With the guys, they know what to do. They're going to kind of be themselves, and they're going to lead the way they lead. And I have no worries about that at all, to be honest with you. I think, of course, every year you want to kind of reassess and come together as a team. There's always some moving parts. It's the nature of the game. There's some guys leaving, some guys, I guess, retiring as well sometimes, and but also some new players coming in. And the biggest challenge is to make that gel and come together as But I think it's the great challenge, and that's what I think people should be excited about. I think that's they have some guys that they know what direction they want to go towards, and I'm sure they're going to make guys follow suit. And Monty's got the brains as far as a hockey coach, and the way that he explains, but also he's great to relate to guys and connect with them. So I think they're in great hands.
This is the 21st year of the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. During that time, the Bruins Foundation has been extraordinarily generous. I know they'll be making a donation later on today. You got to see firsthand that organization and what they do in the community. And I know that Patrice's Pals was near and dear and is near and dear to your heart. That opportunity as an NHL player, as a professional athlete, to get to interact with especially those kids, I'm sure is one that you didn't take lightly.
No, not at all. It was very special. Something, as you said, that was close to my heart, and that I started when I was, I think I was 21 at the time, and I've met some incredible kids along the way, and kids that were going through, a hard time, and the way that they persevered, the courage they showed, the resilience they showed. They were pretty much teaching me more than I was kind of helping them. And the families I've met, there's still a lot of kids that they're not kids anymore. They're adults, and that I've been able to kind of follow along over the years and see their growth and their development and the way they've changed. Was pretty special. I think about Matt Brown and his family, everything that he's been through, but also now all the work that he does with his foundation. It's been a great thing for me. Honestly, I was trying to, I guess, in a way, get involved and give back, like some of the older players have taught me within the organization, within the Bruins Foundation, and that particular program has been tremendous for myself, actually, and it's been pretty special. So, I can't say enough about all the kids that I've been in, the families that I've been able to meet over the years.
Well, I expect that you'll be back around here, and I'm sure that Milan Lucic has a room for you or something that you can stay in when you come back to visit. So, how long? Well,
I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here for the kids are going to school, so I'll be around.
Okay, good. Right. I mean, how long do you think is Luch going to pull a Tom Brady and play till he's like 47, or like how long can the guy go?
He's going to go Yummy Yager.
Yeah, like Yager.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know if he can keep up with the Yags because he's still going, but yeah, he's one of those guys that loves the game, so I'm sure he's going to keep going for a long time.
All right, there's only one great one, but little future prediction from you here: could Connor McDavid be better than Gretzky?
Oh my God, I think it's a lot of that's a lot to ask to me. Like the numbers are Gretzky's numbers are incredible. I don't know if we're ever going to see anyone beat them. But McDavid is a special player. The game has evolved a lot, so it's hard to compare, I guess. But I mean, Gretzky, right? To me, he's the greatest ever, and And I think it's almost unfair to compare him to anyone. So, but McDavid is definitely in a class of its own for sure.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time and helping us raise some money for the Jimmy Fund and Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. It's great to hear your voice, and what you gave to the city over a long, long time will not soon be forgotten. We're going to miss you, and so I hope you know the love for this city and for Bruins fans, the love that they have for you. I hope you know that.
I appreciate that. It means a lot, and I know that I have the same amount of love towards them, so I appreciate that.
Even though Wiggy at one point wanted to trade you. So I mean, probably, you know how it works on sports radio.
That means you're a good player because you get a lot in return.
Wiggy, like you would think that a guy who played for the Patriots, won a Super Bowl, would never suggest trading a guy who had been here his entire career. But I think it was like beginning of last season, Wiggy was like, "You're going to get value for Bergeron. You got to move him."
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's, I don't blame him. Well,
we're glad nobody listens to
Brady
Wiggy.
left. Anything is possible.
Nobody listens to anything that he says. So, all right, Patrice Bergeron, I really appreciate taking the time this morning. You're a good guy. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, that's Patrice Bergeron. We're going to take a quick break. We are at Fenway Park for day one of the WEEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. We'll be right back.